Hello, today is a video about a SMART AM40, which is a module which goes inside a SMART branded interactive LCD TV and runs all sorts of stuff. So it runs the Smart Notebook software, has a web browser built in, and some other couple of kind of education apps I think built in as well. The reason I have this is the display it was in went wrong, and under warranty they replaced the display. They moved the module, or the display by default does not come with this module. They moved this module to the new display and the module would not power on, so there's basically a power problem with both the display and this module. So the module was also replaced under warranty separately, where they just posted it to me, and you unscrew it, slide it out of the existing display at the back, and then slide this one in, and off you go. I rang them up to see whether they would like this one returned. They didn't, which means I get to open it up. Hooray! So, I have no idea what's in here. This is basically a little Android operating system, probably embedded. I expect it's basically some sort of ARM processor, and that's it. It's a bit like a mobile phone, but has external Wi-Fi aerials and HDMI out. If you had the correct power source, you could probably power this up and use this as a little Android computer without it being in a Smart branded display. Underneath this sticker is an Ethernet port. There we go. And you've got two USB 3 ports and what looks like a micro SD slot there as well. So the other thing you might want to know from this is the part number, which is 1029788. Let's see how we take this thing to bits and what's inside it. For the Smart boards themselves, I've definitely had several of those go wrong with power delivery problems. So yeah, it's a shame that another one went wrong recently. But the warranty on them is pretty good, and the service that you get is very good. So they came out with a replacement display, they swap it out, they deal with pretty much everything. Rather than shipping you a new display which then you have to deal with. So I've undone just 4 screws. Yep, there we go, there's the lid coming off. I was not expecting, first off, I was not expecting a huge heatsink, or even a PCIe, or it must be a PCIe, or possibly an NGFF M2 wireless card, a BIOS battery, or a CR2032 in there. Pretty cool. And I just noticed at the back there's another sticker covering another port there, and that looks like an external power socket. So actually, if you did want to power this off of something that was not this multi-pin connector, that's probably the connector you want. Not labelled anything. Oh, I can tell you what I can see where the problem is here, and you can probably see it too. If I turn the brightness down, that's looking very much like it's exploded and left a skid mark all the way up the heatsink there. So there we go. The reason for the failure has been identified. The chances that I'll be able to repair this are slim, but we'll see. Annoyingly, that's probably an incredibly cheap component. I will look that up later, and if I am successful, there'll either be another video on this, which I will put a link in the comments, the details of this video, or I'll just put the info in the details of the video if I do manage to solve it. The other thing I don't know what happens is there's a switch on the side for normal and service mode, and I'm not sure what that does either. one day, when I have one that isn't in use all the time, maybe I'll give it a go. There's also a button here called Switch 3 with no information about what that does. And what else do we have that's hidden inside here? Let's see whether removing just these 3 screws will let me lift it out of the caddy that it's in. Or whether these heatsink screws go all the way through. That's feeling very much like those heatsink screws. In fact, didn't even need to attempt to lift it to find out. I can see from the underside that they do. I'm not going to remove that. Or should I? Yeah, go on then. That's one side of it popped out and up. Use the thinner screwdriver, that will get me more revolutions per turn, or for that. Okay, this is definitely all undone. Let's try and wiggle that off. Oh, that's disappointing. Well, first off, there's no thermal paste. It's just a pad, and then fully contained, so I can't see what's under it anyway, shielded. That's disappointing. I still can't lift this out. There's something keeping it in place. Oh, I've made the other one drop down again. Aha. Success. Right. Which side do I undo? Do I undo the antenna connectors, or I'll undo the wireless card? Okay, that's the circuit board out. And that's about it, really. That definitely is a micro SD. There's an LED light there to indicate power, with a little diffusing cap on it. Oh no, it's a button. Never even realised that was a button. Have to press that on one that works and see what it does. 2 internal connectors here and an external connector there. The exploded component, wireless card, some shielded components under this. I might even be lucky enough to just pop that off. Oh, yes we are. So we have probably RAM, I'm going to guess. And there is also a thermal pad on the underside of the shield as well. But it's a Rockchip RK3399. and a SAN disk, so that's probably the storage there, and these are very likely to be RAM. Can't see a brand on those. Yeah, there we go. So potentially, if you knew what that chip was and had the solder station and the spare component, I'm sure you could repair this and get it back into working order. But if anyone knows what it is or has performed a repair, it would be very nice to know. Please do comment. Now, the trouble I've got is now putting this back together. Oh, looking fairly successful. Perfect. Right, now which way round did this go? I can tell which way around this went because of the explosion smear. That went that way round, which will then just drop into. In fact, let's do. God, these things are really good at clinging on into their pillar holes. There we go. Oops. There we go. If this video has been useful to you, it would be really helpful to me if you wouldn't mind subscribing to my YouTube channel. You don't need to have the video notifications switched on, but the subscriber numbers are really helpful. And if you watched all the way to the end, I'm not sure what you're expecting, but that's now reassembled. And once again, please do subscribe. That's about the most helpful thing you can do for me and my channel.